Hello, this is Ian Henry of AutoAnalysis. Welcome to the first production outlook video from the SMMT for 2015. Let's have a quick look at what happened in Europe last year. Well, the recovery continued through 2014 with much pent-up demand returning, and in fact the market was boosted by the launch of several new models. There's actually been more than 12 months year-on-year rises in EU registrations, and 2014 was the first year since 2007 to show an annual rise for the whole year. European production, excluding Russia, we estimated about 18.24 million. That's up from 17.47 million last year. The main countries showing production growth last year were the Czech Republic, Germany, Hungary, Spain, Slovenia and Turkey. There were some job cuts by PSA in France and indeed Ford in Romania. And a small change in the geography of production, with Ford opening a new plant in Turkey and moving production from Belgium to Spain. Let's look at the UK in 2014. Here we had a largely positive sales story with strong retail demand and the consumer confidence remaining high despite the economic uncertainty. The UK market was actually up by over 9% to nearly 2.5 million units, a 10-year high. In terms of production last year, we saw approximately 1.58 million cars and light commercial vehicles made in the UK. That was almost unchanged on 2013 volumes. Jaguar Land Rover was up somewhat, over 460,000. GM and Mini were also up slightly, but the Japanese vehicle manufacturers saw production fall. This was due to model cycle effects at Nissan, and also there was a slower ramp-up than expected at Mini. We have had also very positive news at JLR with regards to production launches and new models coming on stream, with the Jaguar XE and Land Rover Discovery Sport start of production announced. And 2015 started well, with more good news with the F-Pace production announcement. New models from JLR, Vauxhall and Nissan, plus full-year production of the new Mini and Qashqai should push UK production this year to over 1.6 million. Looking at Europe beyond 2014 now. Well, including Russia, production in Europe should reach just over 21 million in 2016 and 23.4 million by 2019. That's slightly below our previous view, but still showing strong growth. Germany will remain the powerhouse of European production, with production approaching 6 million units. UK car production actually now exceeds that of France, although France produces many more vans than the UK. This pattern will continue. Spain will remain the second highest European car producing country in the medium term, producing over 2.4 million vehicles consistently from 2016. And we'll also see further production growth in Turkey, Hungary, the Czech Republic and Slovakia. Looking at Europe in graphical terms, production excluding Russia, last year we estimated at about 18.2 million. This year should be up about 18.5 million, which gets European production back to what it was in 2011. From here on, assuming we have no economic collapse, we see a steady rise to about 21.3 million by 2019. This gets us back to roughly the volumes that we were making here in Europe in 2007 and 08, i.e. before the previous downturn. Looking at the major European production countries, we've already noted the primacy of German car production, and this is well shown in this chart, which shows German car production at around the 6 million level throughout the period under consideration. This is 2.5 to 3 times the production volumes of France, Spain and Italy. You can see on the chart towards the bottom how Turkey and the Czech Republic approach 1.5 million units a year, and Italy too at the very bottom. Should it succeed with the Alpha models and good LCV production, should see production approach 1 million units a year by 2019. Another word about the changing geography of production. The main move really is the continuation of production heading eastwards. Renault has switched most Clio production to Turkey, PSA has switched most of 208 production to Slovakia, and the C3 will also follow to Slovakia. Mercedes and Audi have increased production in Hungary. Fiat will make the Punto replacement in Poland. Toyota has decided to add its new SUV crossover to Turkish production rather than here in the UK. And also in Turkey, Ford has opened a new small van plant. Turkey will rise to over 1.4 million units a year, reflecting the expansion not just of Ford and Toyota, but also expansion at Tofaş, the Fiat associate. Czech Republic will remain consistently over 1.4 million. Slovakia will also get to 1 million and more. But it would appear that Romanian production has peaked, the Ford B-Max production falling, and the Dacia Sandero largely switching to Morocco instead. It's also important to look at how the market might turn out with different economic and political circumstances. There's a great deal of economic and political uncertainty in Europe and around the world, and this could have an impact on European car production. The main report contains description of the detailed scenarios that we show in summary in this chart. The main aim of this chart is to show you what might happen, if you look at the purple and the blue lines at the bottom of the chart on the right hand side, if demand fell by 5 to 10% over the next couple of years. This could really have a dramatic effect on the volumes that are produced, and in fact in the worst case scenario, as in the blue line at the bottom, by 2019, if recovery was very slow, we may not even get back to 2010 volumes by that date, and that would once again begin to raise questions about the nature of industry structure and the number of vehicle plants we have here in Europe. Turning back to the UK, one of the key questions is, will the UK actually hit the 2 million units a year level that has been projected in these reports for some time? Well, we still think that the potential remains for this to be achieved, but the slowdown at Honda and the allocation of the third model to Toyota Turkey rather than to the UK do cause some concern. And for the UK to hit the 2 million units a year, it certainly needs Nissan to maintain current production, and moreover for Mini to achieve full utilisation at Oxford, for the Vauxhall Astra to be a success, and for JLR to continue growing, and especially grow ahead of international expansion of production. If this happens and the economic collapse is averted, then we still believe that the 2 million target is both achievable and realistic. And more importantly, it represents substantial opportunities for the supply base. What is the implication of all of this for UK suppliers in particular? Well, rising UK production should mean significant potential for UK suppliers to win new business. We know that the UK car companies are willing to place more business with UK suppliers. Recent reports from business highlighted a further 2 billion worth of annual sourcing opportunities. To indicate the strength of this, that when the Discovery Sports start of production was announced in October last year, this was accompanied by the announcement of 3.5 billion worth of contracts to 55 UK suppliers over the life of the Discovery Sport contract. And similar awards we think can be expected to be announced by Jaguar Land Rover for the new Jaguar XE and F-Pace during the course of this year. The expansion of engine production by Ford should also offer major potential for suppliers. I'm really seeing some good news on the back of this, with recent investments by major Tier 1s, not just for UK production but also for export business, and major names like Calsonic, Gestamp, Lear, TRW, Tenneco, Catrag, Borg Warner and Cosworth have all announced UK investments for expansion in the recent past. We also have a major new supplier park at Sunderland which will give a boost to the industry in that part of the world. And behind this, the government is providing support with the Automotive Investment Organisation, which has actually secured around 80 automotive projects in its first year of operation, creating or securing more than 5,000 jobs, with many more to follow. All in all, there is much potential and good news for the supply base here in the UK. Thank you for listening. Details of how to access the report are now shown on the screen. Until next time, goodbye.